And so we begin at 6 tonight with a glimmer of hope for the millions of Americans whose food benefits are about to run dry. Good evening once again, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams.
And I'm Michael Bradley. Two federal judges have ordered the Trump administration to continue funding food assistance even as the government shutdown here continues.
But that does not mean relief will come right away. NBC4's Conan Nolan joins us live from the newsroom to explain. Conan.
That's right, Colleen. So these two federal judges, they ruling that the Trump administration must use emergency funds to keep the food stamps, also known as SNAP benefits, going through the government shutdown at least for 2 weeks. They're again, emergency funds, they're limited. Now, Mr. Trump taking to social media saying the rulings are confusing, and he's asking for further clarification. It is the nation's primary anti-hunger program for low-income Americans, now in the crosshairs of the federal government shutdown. Starting tomorrow, CalFresh, the California version of the federal SNAP program, runs out of money from Washington. This despite a $5.5 billion emergency fund the administration has decided not to use. U.S. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins says that contingency fund has restrictions and can only be used for natural disasters.
Event like a hurricane, but it is a contingency fund that can only flow if the underlying appropriation is approved.
USDA has never done this in the past.
But Governor Gavin Newsom, in an interview with NBC News, says that the emergency fund was used during the government shutdown in Mr. Trump's first term.
They said they have a contingency fund for precisely this moment. They said just a few days ago on November 30th, or rather September 30th, that the contingency fund exists for a moment like this, a likely government shutdown.
Indeed, today, two federal judges agreed, one in Boston, the other in Rhode Island, ordering the Agriculture Department to release the emergency funds for the food assistance program. Jessica Levinson is with Loyola Law School.
One judge said essentially, yes, provide the benefits and update me by Monday. Another judge said, I think you should provide the benefits, update me by Monday as to whether or not you do. So I think what's next is likely appeals.
But even if the Trump administration complies, CalFresh benefit cards could not be reloaded for days.
So that is problematic. There could be a week where people who are hungry need food.
The Ag Secretary says in any case, the emergency fund would be temporary.
Even if it could flow, it doesn't even cover half of the month of November. So here we are again in 2 weeks having the exact same conversation.
In a Truth Social post this afternoon, the president called the two court rulings conflicting, and that with appropriate direction from the court, he would be honored to provide the funding. Earlier, Mr. Trump blamed Democrats for the food funding crisis.
It's their fault.
It's their fault. Everything is their fault, the president went on to say. Democrats are demanding that in any funding bill to keep the government open, that Republicans include a restoration of Obamacare subsidies, saying without them, millions of Americans will see their health care costs soon double. And we're waiting to hear more from the Trump White House and its reaction to the court rulings on Monday. I'm Conan Nolan, NBC4 News.